Yes. Yes. In-
Oh, Maya.
Hi, Susan.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Namaste.
Namaste to you too. Is
I
everything
see
going
you
well
well.
there?
I see you well. I see.
You? Good.
I see you.
Okay. Okay,
Can you
great.
see me?
Yes. And it looks like you've started the recording. It says it's recording.
Yes. Can you record from your side?
Okay.
All right.
Let me see. It says please request
I'm going
record
to,
permission
Sammie,
from the host. Yeah, you have to give me permission. So if you click on the manage participants, and then you see like by my name, when you move your cursor to my name, there's some a drop down menu on the right. Okay, I see you. Yeah. Yeah, if you click on manage participants.
Oh, வைங்க வால்யூம் வைங்க நீங்க பேசுறது கேட்காது பரவாயில்ல அவருக்கு கைட் பண்ணு
I don't know. Sounds busy back there. Because you have to, I think, enable advanced apps. Oh, I don't know. Let me go to the Zoom website and select all those items. Oh. Nandini?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, it says I am the host now. Okay.
Yeah, I've just made you host. So you can record and save it.
Okay.
Yes?
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, the video is not coming through, but you can hear me
No?
clearly, right?
Yes. Oh, the video is not coming through?
Yeah, but that's okay. No, my video, the
But
way,
you can,
yeah,
you can see me though.
yes, we can see you very clearly.
Oh, okay, okay. But I won't be
I'm
able
going
to
to
see.
describe to you We are sitting in an open auditorium. We are sitting in
Okay.
an auditorium, and your screen is projected onto a bigger screen. So everybody is sitting in front of
Okay.
you and watching you through the projector. So you are on a
Okay.
bigger screen. So I'm not able to show you what it is because the video from here is not working. But it is important that we receive what Sammie is giving. Okay. So
Okay.
please start.
Please
The
start.
message I would
Yeah,
like to take a deep breath with
your
you.
audio
Can you
your
hear me?
audio has a lot of
Can you hear me now?
there's a lot of yeah, that's better. There was a lot of echo. I couldn't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me
It
now?
was just yeah.
Can you hear me now
Yes.
clearly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
I'd like to take a deep breath with you,
Okay.
calling in all our children to come and support us on this journey. I thank Sammie and all the children with her for their presence, for their trust, for their love. And I thank you for being the voice for the children and for Sammie. I also thank you for being the mother who brought Sammie into this world. Over to you, Susan. It's for you to do what you want now.
Okay. Can you see my introduction
Yes,
slide?
yes,
Okay. Okay. You wanted me to just start because yeah, the sound was
yes, yes,
you echoed. Okay.
yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nandini, for inviting us. Tammy is very excited to be here today. I was asked to speak slowly because I know the English translation may not always be very clear. So I will speak slowly and as clearly as possible. This is our presentation for today. Nandini did a beautiful introduction and invocation to start. We also like to begin with an invocation to align to all aspects of our being. So if you feel drawn to, and this feels right for you, if you want to say it with me. So in the name of the I Am and the Eternal One, I call forward all aspects of my soul being, all macrocosmic and microcosmic aspects of my soul that I have access to. We call forth the collective oversoul of this autism collective. We align to the law of one, and may all that we share today be right for each person's soul purpose. So it is. Sammie transmitted a beautiful message while I was in the process of preparing. So what I'd like to do is start by reading her message to everyone. Sammie is here in the living room here with me, but she's laying down. So that probably means she is focused on joining at a consciousness and soul level. So her body is kind of at rest. Maybe she'll get up at times and you'll hear her in the background making happy sounds or any sounds, and maybe she'll come into the camera and say hello. Now, Nandini, were you going to translate as I read each paragraph at a time? Is that possible?
I would suggest you go ahead and they will receive it at a
And
different.
just
Is that good?
okay.
Sammy, can you ask Sammy?
Yes, that's fine. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure. So my reading this will be also like a voice transmission. One of the connections that Sammy and I have is that she merged an aspect of her soul being with my throat chakra. So what comes through my voice is also an energetic process from Sammy. Dear Autism Summit participants, congratulations on the important summit and discussion you are doing. This is truly remarkable. Transformation on the earth has greatly accelerated since the beginning of 2017. There really is no turning back now. The presentations and discussions you are having here is an important part of this process. Thank you for inviting my mom and me to speak to you today. My mom will describe to you that I am considered nonverbal in your world. I cannot control my body enough to speak, but I am very much alive and present in this form. I cannot speak to you directly as humans are used to, but I have been contacting each of you in your sleep. If you are open to hearing me and seeing me as I truly am, rest assured I am intelligent as a human and also intelligent as a soul being. This vessel of being human can be quite extraordinary and also very painful. Many of you know this. Today, I am using my mom as a vessel to communicate with you. Actually, it is both of us. As my mom has shifted in consciousness, we are able to connect in a different way. We have a soul-to-soul connection and share interdimensional spaces that allows me to actually vibrate in her neurology, and her mind interprets the words, feelings, and sensations. Sometimes I do insist on certain words or words or phrases, Sammy laughs. As we collaborate more, we are able to translate more. And we can translate concepts that are very different than what humanity has known. My mom and I are here to share with you that it is not just me, but all autists and differently abled individuals who agree to incarnate at this time to shake up humanity. I chose this incarnation because I was asked to, and because we see something new opening for all of creation. Also, the programs of misery must end. Pain and suffering are not necessary as experiences for soul and not an okay justification for suffering. Suffering is not a program that was written by Source. Many ask then, why doesn't God come here and put an end to it if he is so powerful? The short answer is that it takes people to accept themselves as soul beings and an expression of Creator. Embodying this planet, and masters have come before to guide humanity out of suffering, but often they could only get so far. Any spiritual influence and attempts is not enough from outside the body, because you see, the very fiber of your physical being must be able to vibrate with Creator. Of India have long traditions of understanding this in your teachings and views of the One. However, there has been outside influences on this planet that have kept humanity in a sleep state, and so the same patterns of thinking, believing, and doing have kept the same cycle going. Humanity has been walking in circles over and over again. To free yourselves, ourselves, we must own ourselves to be soul beings and claim that powerful knowing in that physical form. We of this autism collective came in to break the cycle that humanity has been trapped in, and we could only do it by not fully integrating into the physical vessel. We had to connect to a physical body, though, in order to allow the new rays of consciousness to come in through us. It has to be transduced through a body to make it available to humanity. This has obviously created many challenges for families, schools, medical institutions, governments, and society in general. This is our sole agreement, whether the autistic person is aware of it or not. Whether they are, quote, high functioning or, quote, low functioning in your terms, they are challenging institutions and the very people they come in contact with. Social pressure to be like everyone else is a big obstacle to societal and institutional changes. And so you see, we are doing sometimes outrageous things in public that is very uncomfortable and embarrassing to the families. We behave oddly and have sense talking about some of this and why this has been. We are like an electrical cord that is receiving transmissions. Some of you have been following the planetary shift for many years. Those of us coming onto the planet have been paving the way like energy wave receivers. Those diagnosed with attention deficit disorder and learning disabilities are wired differently too, and have been doing just that, receiving light codes to change the vibration for more and more refined souls to come through. 2013 was a big energetic and consciousness change. However, this was actually aimed at more of those people who are called the starseeds to wake up so that a bigger planetary awakening can be supported. The starseeds are more sensitive than the average human and are transducing the energy waves further for humanity. They are not as sensitive as we are, but you can see the growth of allergies and sensitivities in the new kids coming in. This causes people to look at what is happening in the environment and what is in the food and water. The sensitive body is a result of a more refined soul. The planet is being flooded with more refined souls to make this transformation. 2017 is truly the year of no turning back. It was not revealed who some of us autists truly are until this year, because those controlling the planet have been manipulating the ascension. Because we are not fully embodied, we cannot be manipulated. As soul beings, some of us also have the right soul imprint to receive the very different and vast new codes that began streaming in this year. These codes are very subtle and refined. It is transmitted through our physical bodies so that they can be transmitted to humanity. It must affect the physical body of humanity in order to make this consciousness change permanent. This is another reason many of us do not become like you in spite of therapies and energy work to change. Our very soul agreement is to remain true to our soul mission. I know that many parents, teachers, and therapists want to help us have ease here. You worry about our futures when you are gone. Know that this is of the old paradigm. Much of what you have known is breaking down, but simultaneously, a different consciousness and way of being is being implanted into every aspect of your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and soul beingness, if you can allow it. The opportunity to co-create a different human experience based on love, oneness, collaboration, and the commitment to end suffering is here. And the important word here is co-create. We are all responsible to do this together. So please sit in grace and ease and allow us to guide you on a consciousness experience. So that was from Sammie. So the structure of the presentation that we want to have to do is about 50 minutes for part one, and we'll share some background information about us and how and Sammie and some of our experiences as a family and the therapies we've done with Sammie. And then we'd like to take about a 10-minute break. And the reason why that is Sammie's brain is big, and it can be the energy is going to just keep building. And so we want you to be able to get up, move, stretch, to move, keep moving the energy so that it's not so much. Oops. So we'll do a 10-minute break. Part two, we've dedicated about an hour to questions. Sammie was saying that some of you may have many questions, the parents have questions. So we'd like to dedicate that time to question and answers and clarifications if that's needed. And then another about 10-minute break. And when we come back, part three, we'll do an energy process to align all aspects of our being. So that's sort of the way we want the presentation to go. And if there are any really points where I do really need to communicate, to clarify, then Nandini can interrupt and I can repeat myself or say it another way. So please don't hesitate to ask a question. So some background. Sammie is currently 18 years old. She's considered nonverbal or beyond verbal. She's really an energetic master at communicating telepathically and energetically. She grew up with a lot of traditional autism treatment. She was diagnosed when she was about 2.5 and started with the traditional therapies. We did like the occupational therapy, the speech, special education classes, which probably a lot of you have been hearing more about, is, in this country anyway, has been very, very repetitive with the same material over and over because they presume that they don't understand and that they're not intelligent. We did have some home behavioral therapy or ABA for 11 years. There was some success with that in some ways, and we met a lot of very nice people and helpful people, but that too didn't make Sammie normal. We also did some relationship developmental intervention, RDI, that some of you might be familiar with, by Stephen Gutstein. We started a rapid prompting method in April of 2016, Soma's RPM, and right away she was able to show and demonstrate that she understood a lot. She knew how to multiply, even though she was never formally taught in school. She knew where countries were on continents when I would ask her. So that really showed us that she is taking in information all the time. This year, honestly, has been a little bit harder since 2017 began because of the energy waves that has been coming in. It's been really, really intense. And I'll explain a little bit more about that, how I see that. So there's Sam. She is happy about that and sharing that. So ultimately, although all our work to make Sammy, quote, normal didn't work. And I know that can be frustrating as a parent and very challenging at times. We just want to share some pictures of Sam growing up. These are her two brothers, and you can see there. Christopher is our oldest son. He's 21. He actually has Down syndrome and also doing RPM now and showing us that he understands a lot more